Welcome back to another deep dive into The Witch from Mercury. I'm Tristan.
And I'm John, and it's been a while since we last did an episode talking about this, but a lot has happened.
It feels like almost yesterday, though.
Do you remember we had our predictions on who was getting their character arc next? And I said it was Shadiq, and you said it was
I said it
Nika.
was Nika.
And
Turns
we're
out we were both
both,
right.
yeah. Turns out that that they're more involved together than we thought.
Hmm.
Also, uh, Guel stocks rising. Guel is still the best character in the show.
Yes, yes.
Or should I call him
Uh,
Bob now?
yeah, Bob
He's
Chitter.
Bob the
I guess
Builder.
he didn't want to get stuck doing stuff for his father, or maybe he is stuck doing stuff with his father.
No, I
I
think
can't.
I think what's happening to Guel is that he had that conversation with Suletta where Suletta asked him like, "Oh, you don't want to help us because you're loyal to your father, and I understand that. I really like my mother as well." And he starts thinking like, "Do I love my father? Do I want to
Hmm.
keep just following his orders, doing what he says, or do I want to make my own future and become my own man?" And I think that's why he leaves the school. Instead of waiting to be expelled, he just leaves on his own and tries to become. He gets a job and he sets out to be independent.
Yeah,
So
but can he resist the the siren call of Suletta from Mercury with her
well, the sirens would be
beautiful
the Earth Gundams, right? Come to sink his ship.
spoilers?
So we're going to be talking about episodes 7 to 10, so spoilers for those episodes. And then 11 is on break because of Christmas programming. There's going to be some breaks coming up, and then the end of the first season of the show will be coming pretty soon.
And really, really, you should be watching it anyways. Don't be Suletta. Don't forget her. That's my favorite line. Okay. I
Did
love.
she make you laugh and capture your heart like she intended?
Yes,
You know she was doing it on purpose. She's got a sneaky agenda.
I love how autistic she is. You know, all she wanted to do was just like, complete her list. She's like, oh yeah, I made people laugh at my jokes. Ha ha ha. That's one check off. Never have to do that again.
Never again. Yeah, actually, because remember she had that list, and one of the things on the list is call my friends by their nickname. And she did it
Hmm.
once. She never did it again.
Yeah, I think she's just checking off her autism score.
Well,
She's like, oh, I'm a real high schooler now. Ooh.
yeah,
Oh, I just got
I'm not
asked out.
a lab grown woman who's made in the image of my mother. That's that weird theory you
Allegedly,
got.
allegedly.
That's something we haven't discussed before because after episode 7, they brought up the Vanadis incident timeline again. They said this earlier in the show, and I kind of just put it in the back of my head, but it's referenced to have happened 21 years ago, which is I'm gonna assume is the prologue, um, when the Vanadis Institute was put down by Cathedra.
And it
But
does
21
bring up some
years.
interesting chronological questions.
Yeah, because Soletta was 4. It was her 4th birthday when that happened. So how could it have happened 21 years ago? Unless it was suppressed multiple times?
I
Or.
mean, that's a possibility. Or the theory I like, that's not Suletta's not Eerie, okay? Because we know that the young girl from the prologue, her name is Eerie. Um, we're just assuming this entire time that she and Suletta are the same character. What if she's not? Okay,
What
we
if
just
she's.
assume Prospera is the mother. I forget her name from the
Um.
prologue. What if? What if? All right, put on your tinfoil hats, Gundam fans. What if um, Suletta is not Eerie? What if Prospera is? and she's been plotting this whole time to get revenge on the Benrit group.
Yeah,
Okay.
because if she was
she's also
25,
been, yeah,
I don't know. She wears a mask. I can't tell how old she is, but she could be 25. Who knows?
she could be, yeah. And if we're assuming that Suletta is one of these enhanced humans, right? Like the poor deceased Elan, not Elan 2 or Elan 3, then it's just possible that this Suletta is. I mean, she never mentions her father, as far as I know, in the anime.
She
Right? Correct me if
did.
I'm wrong.
She was asked by the fortune reader girl in Earth House, and she was asking
Yes.
her like, what's your birthday? What's your father like? And she says he's dead.
Yeah, I mean, that could also be another red herring, because she doesn't really talk too much about her father. You think she'd remember what happened if that really
She was
was her?
4 though.
I remember things
Could've-
from when I was 2 years old. I
Yeah,
think
but
I'd remember a birthday like that.
but it was a traumatic one. Maybe
That's true.
their memories locked away, and then she will remember in the heat of battle, and then decide to choke Miorine out or something. I don't know.
Well, I mean, here's the second piece of evidence to this crazy conspiracy theory. We've seen her mention that she talks to Ariel before, right? She describes how she interfaces with Ariel as though she's talking to it.
Oh yeah, her
But in
name's
that
Elnora.
episode,
The mother's name is Elnora.
Eleonora, yeah. Um, but Suletta in the episode where they're fighting the Grassley team, she's talking to all the different bits as though they have individual personalities, and she's like, "Can we do this together? Okay."
So
What
letter
if?
1, 2, and 3, and 4.
Well, funny you mention that. There's a clever little reference in that fight. But what if the bits have personalities of previous Suletas, and this is just the latest Suletta, much like the new Elan we see is the latest Elan.
This
You
is an
know,
insane theory.
so crazy. It just
It
might be
must
true.
might be true. Or the 21 years ago thing is that red herring.
Or that too. Um, but yeah, speaking of the Grassley fight and Puru references, did you notice the codes on all the female pilots?
I remember someone saying Puru, but then the subtitles I read did not say Puru. But somebody said
PLO,
it.
PLO.
LPO
All of
people?
their
Lemon people?
no. All of their call sign codes started with PLO. So there's PLO 11, PLO 12, PLO 13. It's a Puru reference.
Is it? I didn't get that one.
Or no, was it PLO or was it LPO? Either way, I think it was LPO because that's more funny.
Well, what's funny is that the name LPO Puru is a reference to a magazine. Lemon
Which
People?
magazine?
Lemon
What's
People?
what's Lemon People?
You could look it up. What did
Oh,
Tomino
yeah, I
mean by
wonder.
this? I'm gonna make a little girl character and name her after Lemon People. Okay.
What did Tomino mean by that? What was that one line he said about? Never mind. Let's go on. Let's move on.
About Kess?
Yeah, let's not.
Let's not talk about that line. Okay, so
So as we mentioned earlier, we did get to see a lot of Shadiq, and we got to see a bit of Nika. She seemed to be connected to some interesting people, including Shadiq. I like how I don't get Shadiq. I just want to mention one thing. I don't get Shadiq, right? I get it. He's a clever guy. He's not just all looks. He's conniving. He's very Machiavellian in how he does things. I don't see why he disrespects his father so much, though, right? Like he mentions, his father adopted him as an orphan and raised him. Clearly, his father loves him because he gave him his own harem. Um,
I thought that's just because he's Middle Eastern.
well, yeah, duh. But
Well,
uh, but but
he
he's interesting because he seems to be someone who truly wants Moraine.
right. Well, he mentions that they were both kind of rebels against their parents when they met up earlier. I thought it was kind of sad in one of those episodes when he says at the end, like, I really should have dueled to protect you from other people rather than like staying aloof. Because like his idea was, it's I'm not gonna duel for your hand in marriage because you're a strong, independent woman who need no man. But she actually needs
Need a
somebody to.
man. Yeah.
She needs somebody to hold the title, so that like what Suletta's doing for her.
Yeah,
And
and
it comes to
he
that
does seem to care
realization
for
way too
her.
late.
Well, that is kind of poetic, Like she mentions how it's way too late. She grabs like this green tomato, like it's gonna ripen into something, and she cuts it off. Right
Wow,
as she
how
cuts him
symbolic.
off. It's like pottery.
Yeah, well, well, him and Miorine both are rebelling against the parents in a way, like all of the students are. All of the Spacian students are, at least. The Earthian students, they they know what they're fighting for, and that's for their family back home. But the Spacians, they're all rebelling against their parents for some reason. I think Shadiq, he just sees himself as being better or superior, like a Seto Kaiba kind of character. He doesn't think that his parents can lead them into the future, perhaps, and that he should be the one to take over.
Well, I think for him, he lays it out pretty well. He respects his father, um, but
I
he
respect you,
doesn't.
but I don't like you.
No, no, he clearly likes him, but he likes his father. He doesn't think his father's the future. He wants to be the future, and he wants to create a legacy for himself and his father. But he
Mhm.
knows his father can't create that legacy himself, and so he has to
Well,
take charge.
yeah, because his father doesn't like Gundams. And Shadiq wants to take over the Gundam business because he sees some value in the Gundam business. Also, can we talk about the Gundam business? That was a
Yes.
turn of events that I wasn't expecting. Episode 7, Let's Gundarm.
No. Shall we Gundam? Shall we Gundam? You know what? I will say this. I will say this. It did bring up a very interesting um, thematic angle for Gundam that I don't think any other Gundam has really done before. When you find out what the true values of the Gunda arm technology is, it's not meant for war. It's meant for medicine, for helping people.
Hmm. I mean, would turn A being a washing machine count?
Is it really a washing machine? Well,
I,
yeah. I mean, I think
well,
it's really well done. It's not contrived like, say, I don't know, having your giant robot be a compass for some reason. That'd be
what?
weird. Yeah, having your giant robot be a compass leading to something.
What's that? Unicorn?
Yeah.
Speaking of unicorn, shall we talk about our sponsor?
Yes. It's that time of the show where we mention our great and glorious sponsors. This episode is brought to you by Established Asteroids. Thanks to an obscure tradition found in the original Federation Charter, you too can be a Laird or Lady of Zeon, as long as you own land and space. Order today.
More from our sponsor later. I'm trying to think about other examples where that medicine anti-war message. I mean, the closest I can think of is Turn A, because that was kind of the whole point of the show when Tomino wanted to show Gundam not as a tool of war but as something else. But it wasn't like an intentional development of Gundam technology. The original intention of the Turn A was to kill everybody on Earth, right?
Yeah, but in that one, it's kind of like, the theme of beating swords into plowshares. You can turn this giant killing machine into something that helps people and
Hmm.
rebuilds this wonderful, idyllic, pastoral community.
I think the show's taken an interesting turn of events in the last couple episodes. Each one was doing something that was different than I thought it would. I wasn't expecting the company to be made, especially because, as far as I know, like they're outlawed, right? And then it's brought up. It's like, hey, Gundams are outlawed. Why isn't it's brought up that Gundams are outlawed, and some of the characters wonder why Delling isn't doing anything about it. He was the one who shut down Vanitas all those years ago, 21 years ago, supposedly, and he's the one who had that big speech on TV about how Gundams have to be outlawed. So, like, why isn't he shutting it down? Is it just because his daughter is involved, or is there something else? I mean, there's still a lot that we don't know, especially after that twist at the end of the last episode, in episode 10, which is that Earth has Gundams.
2 Gundams and 2 witches.
We still don't know exactly what witches are. Enhanced humans, but, you know, we didn't get like an exposition dump on it yet.
I think we're gonna find out very soon, though.
Well, not really, because there's holiday programming.
Yeah, well, a month is not that long. Either way.
Let's talk. I want to talk more about Guel and why he's based.
I mean, he's embraced the anarcho-primitivist life, you know, living in the woods of the Academy space station.
Actually, no. And, we can move on from Guel. Is there anything else you want to say?
No, we're talking about my boy. Okay. when he runs into Suletta again, and she convinces him that he needs to leave. And maybe, just maybe, there's a stirring in his heart. They're gonna end up together. They have to.
You're on the Guel and Suletta ship. Are you a shipper now?
I'm Guletta, perhaps.
Guletta, forgetta.
Swell. You know who's not ending up together after that ending? Did you just see the way
Elan 5?
No, just well, okay, yeah, he's kind of creepy, you know, just trying to seduce her. He's like, you know that Moraine won't care. You know, her love for you, or your relationship.
But it's working. He's right. He's a nigger.
Yeah,
before YouTube, I don't know if they'll automatically detect I said that. I said neg-er, as in somebody who negatively tries to pick you up by insulting you and breaking you down, not the other word that rhymes with it.
Yeah, let's just, skip past that. It's not like we make any money off of this, but still. But yeah, he
I don't want to get shadow banned as these big tech media companies tend to do.
Well, he does that weird thing where he's trying to go in for the kiss, and then we learn that that's the new Elan, not the original Elan, but the Elan who's replaced the last Elan.
Who was chosen because he has the same personality as the real one, which is conniving.
The same wicked personality.
Wicked personality. So they want to tell a Guel, though.
I mean, what is there to say?
Guel is the one that you have to root for the most because he is the underdog. He has the least. I mean, even the Earthian students have something. They have family that they're fighting for. They have friends. Guel has nothing. Everyone bullies him now, and he's the one who has the most to prove too. That prove that he, I can imagine a future battle, or he gets into a Gundam or something, or he gets into a mobile suit, and he has to prove that he's actually good at dueling and not just relying on superior technology. So I'm more excited to see him in the future than I am any of the other characters do any duels or battles. Oh, and he's not in school, right? So the next time he does get into a battle, it's not going to be a duel. It's going to be one with stakes. It's going to be one where it's life or death.
Yes. I mean, he's kind of been dumped on the entire series, Every time you actually see him fight, he loses.
No, we saw
Oh,
him
except
win
for
a
the
couple
first time. Except for the
times,
first time.
and
Yes.
and there was like a flashback where he like wins 5 duels straight.
That's true. That's true.
So there's only 2 more episodes before this season's over. What do you think is gonna happen in the finale?
Well, there's that kind of casual betrayal at the end of the last episode.
Nika is working with Shadiq. Nika's parents are like some kind of mercenaries that Shadiq's family uses when they want to get things done without being implicated in doing them. Because he calls Nika's father and he's like, "Whoa, you're talking to me directly without the go-between? It's supposed to be secret, but this is like a special mission that they've been hired to do."
I wasn't even talking about them. I was talking about Moraine.
Oh, what do you mean? Oh, betrayal. There is
Yeah,
no betrayal.
you should get to know Elan better. After all, I just hired him. You know, we need
That,
two
that,
test pilots.
that wasn't a betrayal. That was Suletta being I mean
Toys were dropped. Toys were dropped.
the whole setup from the very beginning was that this is a fake marriage. And she forgot about that because as you said, she's on the spectrum.
True. Very true.
Oh, we did see Earth again too.
Yeah, it looks a little green, you know. There's people farming.
Yeah, people live in like shanty towns and broken down hospitals and
I
stuff.
thought that was a broken down school.
Whatever it is.
Either way, it's not meant for residential living.
Anyway, so what do you think we'll see in the last 2 episodes of the season?
Well, I think we saw that post-credit scene where the 2 Earth Gundams show up. They're gonna try to kill Delling. I think they're gonna succeed at it, and then Moraine will realize, because you kind of get that scene where they're kind of bonding, right? Where he's giving her advice on how to run her company, and he's like, "Yeah, you did a good job figuring out the finances and investment. Here's my suggestion for you." And you can kind of tell that they don't hate each other so much. So maybe he'll die, and then she'll realize, "Oh no, I never actually hated him. What do I do now?"
I would be disappointed if that's the route they take because
Or maybe
all of
those
that, all those
frustrating
years
things.
of frustration.
Well, maybe it'll be one of those frustrating things where he finally she kind of realizes, "Hey, I didn't get a chance to stubbornly show my resolve like I wanted to, but really I just wanted to reconcile over this, but now I can't. I've been robbed of that opportunity."
Yeah,
And
that's
we're gonna see more of that other mega corporation. You know,
I
there's the people who are trying to smuggle Moraine out in earlier episodes. She learns that they work for a different conglomerate that's not connected to the Bennett group. What's their game?
I think the next 2 episodes, this is what I actually said this all the way back when it starts. Like around episode 12, we're gonna get like the war. And
Yes.
I think that's what's gonna happen because episode 12 is the end of the season. That is when things go down. Delling might die. The school phase of the show might be over, and then some kind of large scale conflict is gonna happen, and is gonna be the main focus of season 2. But we'll see that in a month because of holiday programming.
Yes, we need to see the newest Detective Conan Christmas special,
Well, until
number
then,
53.
I've been doing a playthrough of Cyberpunk 2077. I beat the game when it first came out. I loved it. I was not one of those detractors. I was one of the big supporters because the game is actually really good. And I decided to replay it recently, and and I'm gonna be watching Edge Runners, which you have already seen, but I have not.
I think you mean Anime of the Year 2022?
Anime of the Year I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. Well, I'm on like episode 4 or something. I'm at the part where David wants to learn how to train and use his Sandy.
Zendevistan?
Mm-hmm. So
No, it
so
sucks.
I'll finish it once I beat my second playthrough of Cyberpunk. I'll finish the show, and then we can talk about that while which from Mercury is on hiatus.
The irony, I just want to point this out now, the
Hmm.
irony of the Sandevistan being this overpowered thing is that it actually really sucks in the tabletop game
Why?
because you have to it's a neuralware that gives you a +3 bonus to initiative.
Oh, initiative.
That's all it does. That's all it does.
Well, see,
Yeah.
V in the game is borged out of his mind because he's I'm gonna guess it's because the relic is what's helping him stave off cyber psychosis. But if you actually like look at your cyberware list, you're like basically a full Borg.
Yes, yes.
And the
I mean,
sand
you
of
have you
Estin
have
in that game is pretty good. It's just constant time stop.
you have enough humanity for two different people in that one, so that's the excuse. That
Okay.
or talking to a rocker boy from 2023 is psychosis in and of itself.
Or because V's an engram all along and he's not human, so it's just code
Yeah.
anyway. How can you make a
Or is
robot
he?
go cyber psycho?
Or is he?
Or is he? Yes. Well, we'll talk about Cyberpunk. We'll talk about a bit about Cyberpunk the game, a bit of Cyberpunk Edge Runners, while the which from Mercury hiatus, I guess, is happening.
Yeah, don't forget the jack-in shooms. It'll be very preem. Until then, we got a Delta.